What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Grey Man Operations. We've got some EDC mail to open. And those of you who know my channel know that generally when I open these mails, I do like a EDC Q&A type thing where I answer some of your mailed questions that you ask me. I'm going to do it a little differently today because I got a very interesting comment on the video that I did on Sunday announcing the name change from EDC for the EDG to Grey Man Operations. Have a listen to this. Have you ever worked in the industry of private security? Have you ever worked for 12 hours wearing a bulletproof vest or where you felt your life was in danger? What experience do you have in the field and what qualifications do you have to back up your videos? And I thought, what an excellent EDC related question to answer. So, have I ever worked in the private security industry? No. Never worked in the private security industry. Have I ever felt my life was in danger? Yes, I have. I've been hijacked. Have you ever worked for 12 hours plus wearing a bulletproof vest? I have no idea what that has to do with EDC, but fair enough, no, I haven't. And my qualifications for my videos, now the important thing here, guys, is to understand. And a lot of people have sort of come out of the woodwork being unsure about this. It is not my job or responsibility, as I like to look at it, to train you. That's not what I'm doing here. My responsibility is to inspire you to go and get the training. So it's not my job to train you on how to be a quote-unquote grey man. What I'm trying to do is to inspire a community of people to go out and get the training and get the gear and get the skill set to be a grey man. So if you're an instructor, then 100% you've got to answer those questions. Like if you're teaching tactics, you've got to answer for why your training or who has vetted your training. Okay, and that's a totally separate concept, and it's a very good example of why I personally will never teach. Right, and yes, I'll like teach Michelle at the range, and I'll teach like my friends who don't know nothing about certain things. Like I'll teach my nephew how to apply a tourniquet correctly. But I'm not going to go and launch courses and take people's money, because I believe in that instance you do need some kind of prior experience, right? And I know a lot of instructors making a lot of good money who have absolutely no experience, but that's beside the point. And so what I'm trying to do here is to inspire you to get the gear set and to get the skill set. Now, my responsibility is to ensure, for example, if I say that's a good flashlight, then it's my job is to ensure that I have a baseline for what a good flashlight is. I'll give you an example. If I've only ever owned one flashlight, that's probably the best flashlight I've ever owned because I've got nothing to compare to. If I have only ever run Olight, right, then I'm going to say Olight's the greatest thing ever. But the problem there comes in with the concept of, well, what are you comparing it to? Are you comparing it to a Streamlight? Are you comparing it to a Surefire X300? That's where my job comes in. And that is my responsibility. And that is where I get my, what was those words? What qualifications? My qualifications are based around the fact that I have more gear than most people are ever going to have. And I've tested more gear. So I've got a very acute understanding of what works and what doesn't work. And I put my testing out there for you guys to see. So you can say, well, that's not really how I want my gear to work. I'm rather going to overlook this channel or that piece of gear. Those are my qualifications. And guys, as an example, this is the kind of thing that I was talking about where there's this ego-driven destructiveness within the everyday carry community, within the grey man community, where someone feels that because they have served, that another person can't do something that is even remotely in the realm of what they have done. And my question to this person would be, let's say I was weak and threatened, and I decided, man, I'm so nervous this guy's going to comment on my next video, I'm shutting it all down. I'm not doing videos anymore. I'm too concerned. How does that serve the community? You know, like I review gear, I show off gear, I try to get people gear at the best prices. How does that serve the community by shutting people like that down? And that is exactly what I was talking about in my last video. I felt that was a good place to start because I think it answers a lot of questions and it also provides you with my view on it. I will tell you this though. The people who I've trained with, who've taught me, are some of the best at what they do, in my opinion. You've got Adrian and Gary from Global Phalanx and Genetic Solutions. Of all these instructors and all these tactical guys and all those people, they are the only two people who went to Ukraine. Okay? Which is why when I ask a question and I'm unsure of something tactical orientated, I listen to them. Because they are currently still doing it. They didn't do a course 25 years ago and they were in something to do with something or else and they got a certificate for personal protection, secret detail, and now they're all of a sudden instructors. These are people who are still, quote unquote, operating. And I'll tell you what, side note, right, I can tell you why those guys keep going back. It's a fucking addiction. I practically lived with them for a week, right, when I did tactical combat casualty care. And it's so funny that course was so hard. It was a really difficult course. It wasn't fun. It was a grind. It was hard. It was hot. It got to a point where we had shot so many rounds in medical emergency ground tactics that you don't even, like the sound of bullets don't even really bother you anymore. It was a hard, harsh course. Probably one of the best courses I've ever done. But we spent, we lived with them. Myself and Michelle literally lived in the same house they lived in. And we were on the range from 7 until 11 p.m. So you're looking at about 40, 50 hours of training. And when I came back to Cape Town and I looked at the Facebook posts and things like that on certain groups, and I'm like, people arguing about what clips are the best. And how do you know this holster manufacturers could compare to that holster? And it was so trivial. And I said to Michelle, it's going to be so hard for me to come back into this petty normal nature of things. And so that's why I understand why these people go back, because when you train with them, you get such a buzz off them from what you're doing that you just want to go back and do it again and again and again. And I can only imagine that's what they must feel. It's a total side note to what I started off with, but and then there's guys like Bravo Tactical and Deployed Concepts who are doing really, really good things within their lanes. Bravo Tactical, in terms of teaching people to shoot, man, they're so good at it. I do just want to say, the guys from Deployed Concepts are coming to Cape Town to Malmesbury. They've got 5 spots left on their gunfighter course, so you might want to check that out. It's on their website. I'll leave it linked down below. I don't think they've been in Cape Town before, so if you are in the Malmesbury or surrounding areas, give that a look. But like I was saying, Global Phalanx and Solutions, when people talk about real deal guys and like you got to be this level, they are the level, and those guys, I talk to them almost on a daily basis. Not so much Global Phalanx, as I think Gary's deployed somewhere. It's very difficult to get hold of him when he is, but Aiden, I chat to them so often. And if those guys who are actual people doing the thing, have the understanding of what we're trying to build, then I feel people like this, that they just strike me as weak people who I don't know if it's jealousy or what it is, but why try to break down a community when we should be trying to build it? This is my OD Green Gunslinger pack. Guys, if you are a Patreon, just remember in Jan, I am giving away a Gunslinger. Maybe I should show you my current loadout. This is the Southwest Holsters Gunslinger pack. It's a very cool pack, but the big feature is you got a place to store your firearm if you are hiking or if you're doing something that is physical or labor intensive, and maybe carrying in the appendix position isn't as comfortable as you'd like. The Gunslinger gives you that option. You can also wear a backpack with it on, and if you want to, you can sling it around the back. You can tuck this. There's a piece like that makes it tuckable so people can't access your firearm compartment. There's a lot of cool compartments in this pack, and this is an OD Green version. The winner of the Patreon competition of this pack is going to get to choose what color they would like to win it in. Talking about Patreon competitions, the winner of this month's Patreon competition, guys, there is still time to join on Patreon if you want to. The link is down below. I've made a post and some people were confused. So the prize is either this knife, right? This is one of the prototype knives I designed. No one ever will have this. The person who has this this is a one of one. And a Global Phalanx tourniquet, right? Or this and the Global Phalanx tourniquet, the Olight Warrior, the Olight Warrior 3S. It's not all of this. You're gonna get to pick which one you want. So if you want to still be in on that, guys, I'll probably do the draw next week. Someone's gonna get a nice late Christmas present. You can join on Patreon. Like I said, it's the first link in the video description if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're watching on Facebook or Instagram, it's the first comment, so go and check that out. Let's open the next package. I think I want to open this package with a different knife, because I mean, I did this knife already. Let's stuck this sucker back in the pocket. I was supposed to do my backpack, EDC backpack review this past weekend, but that video took precedence over it, and I think it's fair. I think it's fair that it did, because I think it was relatively important. So I'll do that backpack video this Sunday. Yes, I will be filming a video on Christmas Day, well, before Christmas, probably Christmas Eve, because if you take the time to watch it, I take the time to film it. So guys, we're going to have to pause for a second, because as I was about to open that package, it dawned on me that I can't actually open that package because that product isn't released yet. That would have been a freaking nightmare. So I do apologize for that, but I'll show it. I can only show it after 26th. I'm really sorry. We're going to do the pocket dump, and then we can end off. Guys, by the way, this, I'm sure someone's going to ask. It's a really cool thing. I keep it in my backpack. Little set of earphones in there. This is from Strauss & Co. Go check them out. Also, guys, before I do the pocket dump, just remember, everything that was EDC for the EDG is now Greyman Operations. My email address is ryan@greymanoperations.com. Website is www.greymanoperations.com. Instagram is @greymanoperations. Facebook is Greyman Operations. So if you want to find us, it's all there. And then obviously Patreon is also Greyman Operations. So check us out. Sound might change. I apologize for that. In my left rear pocket is, as always, my Leatherman Scully tool. In my left pocket is the Ace Beam Defender that I'm testing for review. Got this from Mavs Gear. They have a ton of Ace Beam stuff. Belt, as always, Core Essentials. Firearm, Glock 19, Holosun Red Dot Streamlight TLR7A. Tier 1 trigger upgrade, and Rushby Industries base plate in a Shinobi Kydex Katana 2.0. The clothes I'm wearing is all Urban Warrior. The knife is my Benchmade Reptilian with snaggle tooth pocket opener, and my wallet is the Strauss & Co. Crewman wallet that's on my website. Pants is Urban Warrior and t-shirt is Urban Warrior. Guys, that is it. Sorry I had to cut that little opening short there. That's my mistake. Promise it won't happen again. Remember, if you want to join on Patreon, it's going to be this or this next week. So check it out. I will see you guys on Sunday, which is Christmas Day. So I'll wish everyone on Christmas when I do my EDC backpack review. That is it, guys. Have a good week. Be safe. Train hard. Cheers. God bless.